The title of the book is "In God We Trust, Dollars and Cents." S-E-N-S-E.
Yeah, dollars and cents.
Yes, because you see, you got to put sense to what you're doing. When you're spending money, you've always got to understand that there's a process, and you've got to think things through. We can't just go out and just haphazardly spend money. I always say this: it's like water in a well. If you draw more water out of the well than it's going in, then the well's going to dry up. I don't care how deep it is.
Yeah. So would you say, Frank, that now you gave this verse in Psalms, and share that again with me. It's Psalms 15. And share the verse again.
Okay. It says, call on me in your time of trouble, and I will deliver you, and you will give me the glory.
Okay. Now, I think that's just a great word of encouragement today for people, to call on God in the time of trouble. And we're talking about financial trouble, financial challenges. So we're talking about, let's ask God.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be a remarkable thing on the national scene if we said, hey, wonder what God has to say about how to get out of recession? And debt is kind of a focal point, I know, of your study. Just talk a little bit about debt, and you talk about the spirit of debt. Just speak to that.
Okay. Well, the spirit of debt is something I found out a lot back in the, say, it was early 90s. There was a book out by John Evanzini called War on Debt. And someone asked me had I ever read the book, and I said no, and they gave me a copy of it, and I started reading it. And that's the first time I had heard of the spirit of debt. Because most of the times when we get into trouble financially, especially as men, because every man wants to provide for his family.
Of course.
He feels stupid, dumb. How could I put my family in this kind of position? How could I mess up my family like this? How could I have done this? But we don't understand that we have help. Because if you think about it, whenever you go to make a financial decision, especially one you shouldn't be making, like spending money you don't have, there's a conversation going on in your head. Well, you know there's a conversation whether I should buy it, should not buy it, and we rationalize. But let me ask one question. Who's talking to you? So that's what in the book, and when I talk about the spirit of debt, I'm helping people understand that you don't make these bad decisions by yourself. You have help. But you must be able to identify who's talking to you. Because Jesus said, you know, my sheep, they follow my voice, and another they will not follow. So there are voices out there talking to us, but we've got to identify who is it that's talking to us.
All right. So we're kind of talking about in the world today, there's all kinds of voices coming at us and advertisement and things like that. But you're saying that there's a stronger voice and a better voice to follow. It's the voice of God.
Absolutely.
And it comes from His Word, and He has something to say about how to manage our finances.